Blue collar, white collar, black professors, white scholars, politicians, Dalai Lamas. Everybody in the whole wide world need hope if I be honest. I'm in that number.
Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of the Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. What's up? Well, I want to thank everybody. I recently did a video and it kind of went a little bit viral. And it really helped me go from 1,600 memberships to almost 2,000 in a few days. I really appreciate you guys appreciating the content. So I'm still going to give my disclaimer. I'm a old southern boy from Florida living in New York City, and I do not butcher. I butcher words, I butcher names, but I hope you get the point of what I'm talking about in my commentary on YouTube. I've been doing this for probably about a few years now, and I got a whole lot of content from the past, but I am going to work on getting more content in the future. But I want to really get into a subject that's very important. As you already know, I live in New York City. That's right. And I love New York. Don't get me wrong. I really love New York City. City never sleep. I can get up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, go get something to eat. I can hang out all night. A lot of things to do, a lot of free things to do, because I'm all about freedom and equality. And if I can get something equally free, I'm at it. So I love New York. I love the culture. I love the people. You know, the various forms of lifestyle and things like that. Some I'm for, some I don't too much care for. So I kind of keep to myself. But I'm not judgmental of anybody. I mean, you do what you want to do. That's what New York is like. Las Vegas, but you can't let it stay there because you live there. Las Vegas you normally visit and leave and go back home. New York, whatever here stays here, and you're gonna know what's going on here. But everything is beautiful about New York City, except the rent is too doggone high. I mean, you got grown people living, sharing rooms. It's very hard to find one person living in a 3-bedroom home without them renting out the other 2. One room in New York City can go up to over $1,000 a month. One freaking room can go up to over $1,000 a month. You got people who the income inequality is so bad here between corporation and workers that you got families, 2 single parents, 2 to 3 kids living in a 3-bedroom apartment. Both of them kids in their own apartment, and they're in their own room, or the mama and a couple of kids are in one room. The boys all in one room. I mean, it's just bad. The income equality is crazy. And homelessness is on an all-time high here in New York City. And it's sad because you see some promising people who are sleeping on the subway, living on the street. I myself, when I first came to New York, I stayed a few days in the subway. I kind of ticked my girlfriend off, and she kicked my butt out. Things changed in our relationship where I couldn't stay there no more. And so I resorted to living on the streets. But thank God her family cared enough about me to house me until I found my own place. So it's tough out here in New York City. But yet everybody wants to live in New York City, and I can see why. I don't want to ever go back to Virginia. As much as I love Florida, my mom is in Florida, I don't want to ever go back to Florida because I love New York. What that guy has to do with this segment. You see this guy right here. Make sure I'm pointing the wrong way. That's Mayor DeBlasio. And he's standing with one of the witches of Washington, D.C., Hillary Clinton. Now, Bloomberg was bad. Bloomberg wasn't all that good, and I'm going to get to Bloomberg soon because he changed his affiliation from independent to Democrat. He don't need to do that to vote in the New York primaries. You can vote for whoever the creep you want to vote for. By the way, if you haven't registered, go ahead and register. You got to the 12th. You got to tomorrow. That's the last day of registration. He have not did anything to help the housing situation. All he do is go back and forth with another corporate crook, in my book, Governor Cuomo. Governor Cuomo was in charge of Bill Clinton housing and urban development. Bill DeBlasio also worked there too. And they bump heads all the time over the MTA, you name it. And Cuomo has been putting pressure on him to do something about the housing. And the housing situation is not getting better. It's getting worse. Majority of the apartments that are being built are going to people who are wealthy. Now, we do have a lottery system here. I've been on that lottery system for a long time. Lottery system makes it where if you're going to build a building in New York City, you got a few of those units to people on moderate income or low income. It doesn't matter where it's at. It could be it could be a building looking across Central Park, building overlooking the Hudson River or near Times Square. It doesn't matter. You put the building up, you got a lot of certain percentage to go to those who are on moderate income. That's not enough. Allowing private companies to come in and build brand new housing and only allowing a few people to stay there is not enough. These guys who are supposed to be proficient, skilled, experienced with housing and development, way better than Ben Carson, way better. These guys have experience, are not even teaming together to fix the housing situation. One of the reasons why Cynthia Nixon to come up in her first bid for the governorship, and there's going to be another one, I bet you bottom dollar, it ain't going to be so easy, Cuomo, what you're smearing behind. It's because she went to the housing unit and she blasted, and rightfully so. Recently, Mayor DeBlasio is cold chilling. He's getting his workout on. And some people, some homeless advocates, begin to approach him and talk to him about the housing situation. Let me see if I can get this to play.
Out of the 300,000 units that your affordable housing program, only 5% will go to house the homeless. Can you look me in the eye and tell me why you're not doing it?
Why won't you commit more housing for homeless New Yorkers, Mayor DeBlasio?
Can you tell us why?
5% is not adequate.
61,000 homeless New
5%
Yorkers?
is not adequate for homeless New Yorkers. We need housing for homeless New Yorkers.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit because we need to start calling these congressmen, start showing up. I'm going to talk about Chuck Grassley and his little crybaby whining behind about people approaching you in your so-called private time, in your private moments. First of all, DeBlasio, you and your tale of two cities and how you're going to fix that. You got the experience. You have the golden touch. You've done this, and this is not one of the first things you tackle with a hard pound? Really? Your priorities are wrong. Now, I don't want to get biracial here, but you do have a black woman for your wife, and each his own, baby. Hey, I love it. I love it. But are you guys gotten to the point where you're so elitist that you're going to tell a woman who just got a simple question about what are you doing, that your private time of workout is far more important than their issue? of homelessness. Those people don't want to be homeless. Most of the people that are homeless are having a hard time getting a job. They're having a hard time getting adequate housing because the rent is too god doggone high. Shout out to Jimmy McMillan, formerly known of the Rent Too Damn High Party, which is an actual party in New York City that was trying to tackle the homeless situation. And the guy may look like a clown, but he was serious about that. He was running for governor. I dare you. These people voted you into office, and I dare you just shun her. Just, first of all, I can't do this. I'm working out. I can't do this. Why you can't? Answer the question. You should have an answer in your pocket. You know, man, we're fixing this situation. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to my bag and I'm going to show you something and go ahead and read it. I'm letting you know what we're doing about the housing situation. Show them what you're doing. That's why I am so adamantly that if you don't show me what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're plan on doing for office in the housing crisis is one, forget about my vote. I'm not just going to vote for you. I'm not giving nobody my vote who's not going to tackle the issues that are plaguing normal everyday citizen. And normal everyday citizen is only a stone throw away from being homeless. A stone thrown away. And I'm talking about people in New York that's making $75,000 to $125,000 a year. The rent is still too high in New York. And that's not cool. That is not cool. So Bill DeBlasio, with your condescending, arrogant cockiness. So you got it made. You got a record of being a legislator. You sits in Gracie Mansion. You and your beautiful family. Half of the kids that go to school with your kids, they're struggling. All that lady did was ask you a question and you didn't have nothing to come back at her with. And that's sad. That tells us that you're not doing nothing. Nada. This is why we need politicians with guts. Bold, aggressive politicians who are sold out to the people over the corporate interests and over wealthy. Your sole keen interest is to help wealthy people come in and build up housing and only allowing a few units for people who are on fixed income. And boy, do you have to jump through hoops, monkey dance, jump through the fire, ring of fire. You got to do the heel toe, tap toe. You got to do the crip walk, whatever, just to get their attention when it comes to the housing lottery. And even that, I believe, is a scheme. Because they don't match your income or lack of income with the lowest of the housing. They match it with the highest of the housing and send you a letter tell you you don't qualify. Hold up. I applied for the lowest of the low. And you got units and you opened my stuff, you read me, but you didn't judge me based on the criteria of the lower units. You're going to judge me on the criteria of higher units and tell me I don't qualify? You're doing something wrong. You're looking at the wrong thing. Or they'll claim that you applied for this housing lottery twice, and we have to discontinue. Where? Prove it to me. So you're automatically going to discount people from the opportunity to go after those positions, so you come up with some con artist scheme where they can't go to those houses, try to win that housing? There's a beautiful piece of land, housing unit overlooking the UN over the East River. Beautiful place, beautiful park, and they allowed a lot of units to people on moderate or low income. Now, I fit that category. Beautiful place. Man, I prayed, I went, I said, oh, Lord, please, Lord, help me get this house. Put my hand on it. Now, come to find out they was judging me based on a higher income instead of judging me based on a lower income. And you don't think I got to turn looking into that? Because I believe that's scheming. People, when you're dealing with politicians, this is when you got to hit them upside the head, not literally, not physically, but with the pen, with protest, with a letter, with a phone call, and shame them. And if you see them, respectfully reproach them like this lady did, and ask them the simple question. He, as a politician, should have an answer. And when he don't have an answer, that means he is not doing nothing concerning the housing situation. And it's a doggone shame when he have experience in the housing department. There should be mad housing units, brand new or remodeled to old, when it comes to public housing. The drive and the fire and the passion to upgrade or scale up public housing that's currently in New York City and all over the world, it doesn't exist. The drive and the passion and the fire to build new, brand new units is no longer existent. No, you're going to kiss up to the corporate class, kiss up to the high dollar mogul real estate agencies and owners, and work a deal for their beautiful, elaborate architectural structure to be built in the middle of your city, predicated you give a few of them to people on low income housing just to get them on my back. So you should have had a plan. You should have been able to answer that lady. And because you didn't, you are my punk politician of the month with your punk behind. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you soon. Peace. Hey, if you like the content, please like it, share it through all the social media platforms. If you have not subscribed, make sure you stop me right now and subscribe. Don't just subscribe, but hit the notification bell like bell. You gotta click that. That'll let you know when I'm dropping a video. Whoop, there it is. And by all means, if you want to support through Patreon, I appreciate people who appreciate the program and want to donate to the cause on Bob TV. And I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report.